You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Arrow After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Arrow After Show.
What's up, guys? Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV and Season 1, Episode 22, the almost season finale of CW's Arrow. I am Kaori Takee, and with me are...
Hey everybody, I'm Alikona Bradford.
Hey there, it's Ann Campea.
And if you guys are wondering why we're wearing these beautiful hats,
Stylish.
well, Bing is for doing, and Alikona's got a
Happy
special
birthday to ya. Happy. H to the A to the PPY. Happy birthday. B-R-B-I-R-T-H
Day. It is Stephen Amell's birthday, and we want to wish him a very, very happy birthday. And thank you for being the lead of this fabulous show. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yay.
So far, this episode was one of my favorites.
Yeah, a lot was going down today.
So much going down. I don't even know where to begin. So, as usual, let's just take it from the top.
Yeah.
Bam.
Whoopah.
We've got 6 scientists, 3 personnel, all killed in the hands of the Dark Archer.
Yeah, that kind of ticked me off, to be honest with you, because obviously we find out what's going on, but I'm thinking there's all these innocent people just killed for no reason, and at the end you see the woman screaming. I just put myself in her shoes, and I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, they were completely innocent, and that really upset me. It just came...
And the fact that he actually used the same quotation that Oliver used, so-and-so, you have failed the city.
True.
What? Get your own line.
Well, the thing is, he's doing it because he's trying to pose as the Green Archer.
Okay, but dummy, you use black arrows,
I
and the
know.
other guy uses green. Thank goodness that Detective Lance was able to decipher the two, because I was
Yeah.
getting ready to get upset with him if he was going to blame it on
Well, you know,
the hood.
Detective Lance is so obsessed. He obviously knows those little intricate details that civilians wouldn't, right?
You would
Right.
hope at this point that he knows that Lance is a copycat. I mean, not
Right.
Lance, but the Dark Archer
Right.
is a copycat.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this episode with the Dark Archer and the ending that I guess we'll get to.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But I think the beginning, I would just say, like, it shows the dynamic between the reason the hood kills and the reason that the Dark Archer kills. I mean, he kills with no remorse. He's just,
Right.
you know, whatever he wants or whatever he's after, he'll kill people for it.
Well,
Whereas
yeah,
or the hood is, you know, he has
has
a
a
list.
conscience.
He has a conscience. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, like while the Green Archer Arrow has a list of people he wants to kill, we have the Dark Archer who wants to annihilate a complete area.
Oh, yeah. Start fresh. Just wipe it
So
out.
obviously, and he has his vendetta because his wife was killed.
Which is taking it a little bit
A
far.
little extreme. It's a little psycho action going on there. See, not all women are psycho.
Yeah.
But
you know what I liked about this episode is that finally Moira comes clean in front
Yeah.
of
Well,
Oliver by force.
yes.
But it's good because I was gonna call him Steven. It's
That's
good
okay.
because
I call him
Oliver
Green something.
green something. It's okay, but you know, I'm glad that finally happened, because for the longest time Oliver had to fake the funk and just act like things are cool, and how hard to do it. Now you can outwardly just act like to your mom and be like, you're a butthole.
And the way they set her up was brilliant.
I loved it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish I didn't read the comic. They had like a page comic to lead up to tonight's episode that kind of gave away what was going to happen. But still, it was so genius.
So since you knew what was going to happen, Alikona, did you know that?
No, not at all. I was totally surprised. I didn't even realize who it was because at the moment that they revealed him, I was actually still taking my notes, and I looked up and I saw an arm. I was like, Merlyn got
Yeah, I thought it was Merlyn too from a distance, and when he got up, I was like, "Oh, epic idea!"
Yes, but okay. Did Oliver know this was happening, or they caught him totally off guard, and this was a Felicity Diggle plan?
I thought they caught him off guard,
which would be even better.
I think he knew because when they went back to, I call it the cave. It's not a cave, but their little hideout. I think Felicity said something to Oliver like, I thought he was going to take it easy on you or something.
But I thought I thought that comment was to Diggle, not necessarily to him. Like, I thought you were going to hold back on the punches. But obviously it's because she cares a little bit about Oliver.
Which is getting more and more evident
but
every episode.
I love it because she is totally the epitome of that schoolgirl who's kind of nerdy. She's really cute, but maybe doesn't realize how cute she is and just stuff, in a sense, word vomits out of her mouth. And it's like, I just said that, but it just makes her so much more relatable.
She just doesn't care. She just doesn't care anymore. Like, she's just like, well, I said that. That was a little awkward, but...
And I love how he kind of just brushes it off, like, stop saying that, like...
Do you think he knows?
Oh, how could you not?
I don't know. Because
guys
are...
No. Here's the thing. Girls are obvious. We're obvious. Yeah. Guys know that we're obvious, but they pretend that they don't notice. That's my personal experience because I've had
So you're obvious.
No. Well, I probably am. No, but I have numerous guy friends that'll sit there and be like, oh, no, I knew she liked me. I just pretend I don't know because I'm a guy. I can play stupid.
What?
Because he's not interested in her. And he's like, hey, she's such a sweet girl. I don't want to hurt her feelings, so I just pretend like I don't know.
I don't have any guy friends like that.
I guess that's just my guy friends. Anyway, so I'm assuming because Oliver's so kind-hearted that he feels the same way. And he's just like, you know what? She's a really sweet girl. I don't want to hurt her feelings. So I'm just going to pretend like I really don't notice these comments coming out because I'm sure it's really embarrassing and we'll just keep it moving.
And they work together. You don't want to start that drama either.
Yeah.
When you really like someone, it doesn't really matter, I guess, does it?
True.
But so let's talk about the Dark Archer and let's talk about, there's so many. Okay. Whew.
Okay.
All right. So, Oliver and Felicity realize, as well as Diggle, that what the plan is because Moira reveals that basically, and I'm going to read it because we had to rewind it a couple times.
There was a lot. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Just to interrupt the show real quick. There was a lot of mumbling going on this episode. I feel like there was several times where we had to hit the rewind button because we couldn't understand what people were saying.
No, we couldn't. It was like,
multiple,
so I am.
Yeah, multiple people. It wasn't just one character.
That's true.
So Malcolm is planning to level the glades. This is Moira saying that, and there's a device to make earthquakes that was created by Unidac Industries. However, the Queen Company financed it, and they turned it into a weapon.
Right.
So Moira reveals this to Oliver and Diggle. So now Oliver, Diggle, and Felicity are trying to stop this weapon.
Right.
They realize that this weapon, that all arrows lead or point to the Merlyn global. Yeah. So they have to go there, sneak in, and hack into the thing. And in the meantime, we've got Detective Lance, who realizes that Dr. Markov's phone calls were to the same place, Merlyn Global.
Right.
So he also has another person, a lead, going into...
Okay, really quick. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut off your thought for a second.
Fine.
Okay, so Moira says, my company financed this thing and turned it into a weapon. First of all, what else could it possibly be if you're creating earthquakes? What else would you use it for? Just to shake the earth for fun? Come on.
You know, also, she not only did she reveal exactly what was happening to Oliver, she also revealed to the audience, which I wasn't sure, how much she had to do with it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can tell that she was completely blindsided. She had no choice. She's kind of trapped. She has to do this to save her family.
Do you guys finally believe her as a character.
Yes and no, because I was actually thinking about that,
Yeah.
how we've had conversations about this in the past, and here's my conflict with her. She had mentioned the reason she got so involved is because her husband was doing it behind her back, and she had to, and we see that in the flashbacks last episode, but then she says that she had to get involved to save her family. Where does saving your family get involved? I'm a little...
Well, I think it's like Merlyn won't stop. You know, he knows what he wants, and now she's vulnerable to him. And
But
so
why is she vulnerable to him? Just get out the way or not participate and help
I
fund
kind of
everything.
think Robert was just so far deep into it that at when he died, she had to pick up the pieces or her family would be in danger.
Robert was completely against it. Hence
from what
why
we
he
saw.
has the list, and he's like, these people you need to kill.
Right.
And as we find out in this episode, Oliver realizes that his whole reason to get back from the island and get trained and all that stuff is to stop this undertaking.
Yeah.
So what a monumentous episode for him to have this reveal as well as the very, very end.
So is that what? Okay, so tell me this: is that what he needed to know, or was that what was missing for him to then go to Laurel and say, "Oh, I'm good now"?
Okay,
Was that it?
Bad friend.
Sorry to
Yeah.
jump to
Bad
that, but was
friend.
that
No,
what
that's
made
okay.
it click?
That didn't. How though? How?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, like when he said, when they're like, "Where are you going, Oliver?" After he had his whole spiel about, "I figured out what the undertaking is, why I'm back on the island, I'm gonna go," and Diggle's like, "Where? Out." Next thing you know, he's humping Laurel Lance.
But okay, first of all, let's just talk about the other encounters they had, because how many times did he run into her and pretty much lie to her face? I get it, for her protection, and tell her, "Look, I'm the same guy that I was before. I don't have feelings for you."
What changes that? What makes
don't know.
his realization? Why is it suddenly okay to get with her? He's still the Green Archer.
But what? See,
I don't know.
Like,
that's what I was asking. Like, I was asking you guys, is that what made the connection?
But see, here's what to me makes it worse. Okay, fine, if you want to go back to Laurel, that's cool, because you know what? Tommy gave you the go-ahead. He broke up with her, didn't want to be around that. But for you to go in there and tell Tommy, "Look, I can never be with her because I am who I am." Oh my God, I just realized something. Okay. Anyways, because I am who I am, I cannot be with her. So take her. And it's like, well, I don't want to be your sloppy seconds, and she's not a consolation prize, and there's all these exchange of words going on, right? So then that leads you to believe that when they have their next conversation, that Oliver is going to push her away, which he does. He said, "I'm the same man I was."
Yeah.
This is what the thought I just had was, maybe because when when Oliver was having a conversation with Diggle, what he said was, "This is my purpose, but once you end," I don't know his verbiage, but basically when you put a stop to the disease,
Yes.
that it can no longer yada yada yada, right?
You
So
got
that's when
it.
Walter says, "Well, does that mean you're going to hang up the hood?" Meaning after you
Right.
take out Unideck and
Right.
you take out
Well,
Merlyn.
he didn't hang it yet.
I know, but he just got so excited
planning
at the
for the
thought,
future.
right? To have,
I mean, a couple hours ago, he just had a conversation with his ex-boy Tommy and said, "You know, you should go get her. You should go get her because she chose you." And then what does Tommy see in the window?
right? What in
The hump.
the hump?
Yeah, what are the odds he's walking
Yeah,
by?
there's
Like,
naked. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's make sure that we're next to an open window, naked.
I know. Everything is dark. All the windows are dark
Oh my
except for
gosh.
ours.
Yes.
the whole thing to me watched like we were watching a fantasy or a dream.
Yeah, you kept
As
saying
if
it was a dream.
Somebody was gonna wake up. To me, as a viewer, I'm like, this is rushed. Don't do it. Please let us wake up from this stream as a viewer.
Right.
And it was real. And I'm like, Laurel and Oliver really,
Just did the duty.
I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it.
But here's the thing, they have a past. It's not like, "Oh, we just decided we liked each other. Let's just move a few
What was
steps
your
forward."
reaction to this? Were you like, yes, or
No.
Because I was very upset.
I'm still on Team Felicity. so
That's
no,
not gonna
I'm
happen.
upset. It might happen, and I will talk about that later. Thank you very much.
And as the comic book fan, you know, we know that's inevitably what is going to be
Right.
his true love, right? But even then, I feel like it's too rushed. It was too rushed. I feel like they should have waited till season 2 to get that.
Yeah, I would have
going.
liked to have at least Laurel develop more
Exactly.
as a fighter before that happens.
You are getting really seriously annoyed with her breathing patterns.
Oh, yeah. Every time she has a conversation with Oliver or Tommy, it's always. She's just
Steaming
my
up the
goodness.
camera lens, huh?
I know. And they're like, oh, cut, wipe. There you go. Let's do this again. So yeah, Laurel and Oliver get back together, and and we are personally not too happy about the way they got back together.
No, not really.
Not at all.
I mean, I prefer it
Uh-huh.
over him and what's her name? The girl.
Oh God, McKenna. You
there
like
you
McKenna.
go. Thank you.
Yes.
Who just
Yeah, I mean the
Who, I
chemistry.
thought
is...
they had more chemistry than this one.
No. I mean, I definitely see chemistry between Laurel and Oliver.
do?
Yeah, because it's like that longing. It's been so long, and they have the familiarity with each other to where it's like, oh, and ah. But I was enjoying, and I'm skipping around the episode, but I was really enjoying when Oliver and Felicity were working together, and they were going up that elevator shaft, and she's afraid of heights, and he grabs her, and she's like, I always imagine you, whatever she says, like holding me in your arms like this or whatever, and she's like, oh, I didn't say that. Oh, I imagine in a different situation.
I don't think she really cared at that point.
Yeah,
She's like,
but
"Forget
did
it."
you did you see her face when he's got her and she's like this?
Yeah. So funny.
She's awesome. I'm so happy she's on the show.
Yeah, she's great.
She is that like lightheartedness, that comedic, relief that you need in the episodes. So so happy that she'll be in season 2 too.
Yes. She signed a. Did we talk about the story?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Well,
News.
another couple that got back together in this episode, we had Moira and Walter,
Yeah.
who got back together. Walter clearly does not trust his woman.
No.
Because
Thank goodness.
as soon as he settles back into the house, he gives her divorce papers.
Right. Well, I would have been mad if things just went back to normal, first of all. And
Yeah.
it didn't happen. The divorce papers didn't happen, though, right away. It was
Right.
like, and the kids saw that awkwardness. And I'm looking at Moira. I know you feel it because the first thing she does, somewhere, the first encounter on the show, she walks up to Walter, gives him a kiss on the cheek, and he's just stone-faced.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah.
just-
And he clearly turned his head too.
I really, really like how they did that because I was surprised that he gave her divorce papers, but I like the fact that he kept the storyline. The storyline kept going where he said, "I know you're up to something,
Right.
and it's so obvious that it was a false captivity,
Right.
and I don't trust you. I'm out."
Right.
So I don't know if we're gonna see him in future episodes.
I don't know.
Well, and it sounds like Merlyn is going to be after him too, because they had that conversation in the living room, and
But we don't know what the conversation was really.
That
but
was
the conversation
creepy.
as Moira was walking Merlyn
Right.
out was, Merlyn saying to her, I think he knows something, and you know what happens to people who do too much digging into what I'm doing.
Right. And she said something about being a
Right?
widow again.
Exactly. So she was alluding to, okay, it happened to Robert. Is this going to happen with Walter?
But she was like, but maybe it was one of those threats. And maybe if Walter stops questioning Moira where he knows it's danger zone, he's just out.
I hope so.
I hope so too. He's had enough. He's had enough. Yeah.
Poor guy.
Poor guy, but you know what? He
We just got him back, and now he left us again.
I know, right?
I know.
What the heck?
So there's that couple that's destroyed. Moira did it to herself. I don't
Yes.
feel bad for her at all. And then we've got the Roy Harper
Yes, I want to get into this.
Thea couple. All right, well, let's talk about it because Thea is helping Roy find her brother, little does she know.
Right.
And they also are the third party that points to Merlyn Global
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Yeah.
But, they're looking for the archer, and lo and behold, they find out that there's a connection with the Global.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I like that Thea has her head on her shoulders in the sense to where here's Roy, crazy in his, in his own way, taking pictures and doing all this stuff, and she's just like, "What are you doing?" And at one point, first of all, let me talk about my favorite part of this episode is when Oliver walks up to Roy and he just gives him a free reading. He's like, "Just so you know, I'm about to punk you."
So
and he does.
Everything that happened in this episode, that was your favorite.
Yes.
Wow.
Because it was funny to me because it was well deserved and it's such the
Yeah,
big
it's
brother
funny.
thing to do. And when they got home and Roy's over here like, "Your brother's a wimp." And she went off. And thank you for standing up for your brother.
Yeah, I
my
was
brother
happy
was on
about
a
that.
desert island for 5 years. Like, what have you done in your life?
Yeah, and then when he said, "I lost loved ones too," I kind of felt like, oh yeah, well, this happened to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's just such a guy thing. No offense, guys, but I think that he spoke before he thought in the not so breakup as far
Right.
as her being like, "Well, you're going to lose me." Okay, cool. Better now than later.
Yeah, he
he'll
really
regret
did
it.
there.
Butthole.
Yeah.
Rude.
I totally understand that she, wants to put a stop to it because she trusts her brother. She knows that her brother wants what's good for her, and
Yes.
probably there is something
Yes.
dangerous trying to follow the green guy, you know?
Right.
He gets a
green
different
guy.
name every single time, right?
He's getting a little more obsessive than Detective Lance is,
Yeah.
and who wants that in
Yeah.
a relationship?
I understand his reasoning as far as him wanting to learn the same skills as he does so he can prevent whatever happens.
Yeah, but
ever
who's
happening.
to say that he's going to teach him those skills?
Right.
What makes Roy Harper so sure that this guy is going to save him and protect him and teach him all these things? At this point, he doesn't know that.
Right.
So,
He's going on a whim, basically.
Yeah.
yeah.
But what excited me about that scene too was the handshake. They kind of zoomed in on the
They
handshake, and I was like, all right, Red Arrow meets Green Arrow. This is the first, encounter.
They looked very good
It's
together.
so funny
might
how
I
you
add.
see that scene like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I saw the scene like two egos just
Right?
going head to head and doing
Really?
that man thing. Like, let me squeeze your hand as hard as I can just to let you know I'm stronger than you.
Oh,
That's what I saw.
I was just plain simple. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
They look good. Oh man. But I may be jumping the gun a little bit for next episode, but I feel like Roy Harper is gonna have to save him somehow.
You think?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know. It just looks
see
like
it.
that really fast. Like, because he's gonna still be on his path to find out who he is, and it's gonna lead him to where Oliver needs him the most,
Right.
and that's probably what's gonna build the alliance.
Well, at first, when you just said that, I was going to say, well, what does Roy Harper have to offer? But then I remembered when we first saw him, how he was doing all that scaling of walls and
Yeah, the
parkour,
parkour.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we're probably obviously going to see a little bit more of that. But, Roy, if you're capable of doing all that, then what is it that you feel like you need to learn to defend yourself? 'Cause that was pretty intense.
Well, he still knows how to battle or have street fights, but he's nowhere near a vigilante.
Yeah,
you know what
true.
I mean?
And I think it's
Vigilante's
more
got a
than that.
reputation.
I think he's looking for like a mentor, not only to learn physically, but mentally why the vigilante does what he does.
Right.
And he wants to live that way too.
Right. Maybe he lost a brother or a father,
It's
some sort
gotta
of
be.
manly figure.
Yeah,
yeah.
it has to be.
I think it's two. I'm thinking his parents. Is there anything in the comics book that?
Possible. Like
Yeah,
a car crash or something.
probably his parents.
Yeah.
If they're gonna go that way
Well, because he hasn't made any mention of it, and he's living in a shack in the slum.
by
It's a
himself.
pretty nice shack, actually.
Oh, excuse me.
To be
Sorry.
honest. He is also his plan also to get the Archer out is to go to a drug dealer that still sells Vertigo. So we're
Yeah.
probably gonna see Count Vertigo
Vertigo,
again pretty soon.
But didn't the last time we saw him, he was still a little loopy?
I mean, isn't that his shtick?
Yeah,
That's true.
I don't know if it might. I don't know if it's going to be him because this week's comic, Arrow comic, kind of I think alludes to what might happen with that storyline. Is that it'll be a drug lord. It won't be Count Vertigo, but you kind of see the motivation behind why the people in the Glades do what they do in this issue. There's people who have families who are trying to provide for their kids or whatever, and they have to kind of go that route into selling drugs or doing crime in the Glades, and you kind of just get a feel of what their motivation is. And I think maybe that's where Roy's coming from too, and we'll probably see him get into in an interaction with one of the drug sellers or whatever.
Well, that's gonna be
So
good.
here's my thing, though. There's all these things going on in the Glades. It's a bad area of town, obviously, and Mr. Merlyn wants to just totally flat iron. I was gonna say flat iron. Really?
He wants to annihilate.
He just wants to get rid of it.
Yes.
Blurs my mind. But why not? That's like the quick fix, an expensive fix, because you obviously have to literally rebuild the city, which is going to cost a lot of money. And you just killed all these people. Why not change the city and offer programs that offer education to create a better way of living?
Well, that's it. Well, he has, I think, two things. Is one, he wants revenge on his wife because of what happened. And
Find the
two,
homie that killed your wife and take care of it. Why did
that's not
hundreds
enough
of
for
people
him.
have to be?
because he feels like as a perfect reasoning to make the revenge reasonable. He reasons that the best way to do this is to start on a clean slate, ruin the whole city and start anew. He mentioned like Vietnam, how we ruined the
Okay,
whole
well,
city.
you know what? Evacuate people, tear down the city, rebuild the city, make it a lot nicer, and then let people back in.
He's got some insanity in him.
Yeah, just a little bit. And honestly, I think he's just lost faith in humanity.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what his wife was trying to do before she died, was trying to clean up the Glades.
Yep.
And so Maybe
she
he's
had
thinking,
that
why? It's not
project
working
thing.
anyways, so let's just start all over.
And might I add, speaking of the little insanity thing, his son, like father, like son, his Tommy is totally.
Well,
Turn
I
it.
mean,
awesome.
seeing
I love it.
the two naked bodies in the window is probably enough to like really tip his rocker.
I mean, every single scene that we've seen Tommy in, he just gets more and more morbid and dark.
His facial
well, he's
expressions
just-
are great. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You know, I was gonna say, you can see the animosity, especially when Oliver comes in. He's like, I thought it was a typo that you're here. Why are you? Are you here to talk about the fact that you've been murdering people? Are you here to talk about this, or this? Just ammo one after another.
And was that a Joker reference? Did you guys catch that when, as soon as he walked in and he was like, why so serious to Oliver? And I was like,
true.
Joker? Maybe
He
intentional.
has a fat office, by the way.
Yeah, with no paperwork or anything
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
desk.
Well, you know, and then, okay, did you guys catch when Oliver asked him, so what exactly is it that you do? And Tommy paused for a second, and the look on his face when he said, work closely with my father.
I know.
And then you see Oliver with this smirk or weird look on his face. It's almost like he's contemplating the fact that maybe him and Tommy are doing something.
Yeah, I think that Oliver considered maybe Tommy is going to be dangerous or he knows something about his father.
Right.
Because Oliver did not look pleased with that answer. He could
No.
have said, I don't do crap, but he didn't say that.
That's a nice answer.
Well, considering how empty his table was and how big his window was, he was just looking.
I enjoy the view. That's what I do for a living. You know.
So I take it that when the Oliver crew went to Merlyn Global to, I guess, bug it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oliver just came as himself in a hot business suit and saying,
yeah.
I'm visiting Tommy. And then we got our girl.
As a
pretending
burger
as
delivery person.
A belly buster.
Yeah. Ow.
That was kind of a strange
Name gross.
Yeah, and then we have Diggle, who was disguised
Security.
as a security guy. And how did that happen?
I don't know, but you know what I like? Okay, first of all, we got to see Diggle twice in disguise, and I like the fact that
Yeah,
he's
that's
getting
true.
more physically involved because we've seen him be the help plan type thing person. Now, and instead, you know, in the past, physically, he was only coming to help Oliver when he was in rescue. Now he's a part of the plan, and they're really working together on the field, if you will, and I like that.
They better integrate him more considering the whole relationship issue that these two have been going through.
Right.
In the past couple episodes with the trust and you help scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of deal. So
Right.
I think the purpose of them going to that building all together and seeing all that teamwork was really good.
Oh, definitely.
Really, really good. So.
And going back to how you had said he looked really good in the business suit, I loved seeing him as Oliver, but doing Arrow things in the suit. I don't know why, but I just liked it.
Yeah.
I get it.
You know,
yeah.
I'm
Makes
sorry,
you think like he
guys.
doesn't really need the
suit.
suit. I mean, it's great. It's his persona, but he doesn't need it
No.
because he can do that on his own.
Exactly.
One thing to note is because there's all these different groups of people going to Merlyn Global, we have Officer Lance, who's guy that I guess
Some hacker dude.
he figures out that Felicity smoked.
Yeah,
He gets her name and everything.
Yes.
So I don't know what's gonna happen there.
I mean, they're obviously going to pull her in for questioning.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be more than questioning. It's because obviously Officer Lance is obsessed.
Right.
So it's gonna go deeper into
But
it.
he may not realize the fact that she is linked to the hood. He just knows that she's been hacking into Merlyn Global, and that's why he's like, well, who the hell is Felicity
Well, it's not
Smoke?
rocket science, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's just leading up to a really good season finale.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard great things about not only the season finale, but the next episode. You know, according to Stephen Amell, he was saying that you would think that episode 23, or is it the next one, 23?
23.
Okay, yeah. He was just saying you would think 23 would be the finale because it's so darn good, but really the actual season finale is amazing. And he was saying that they spent so much extra time on that particular episode. It's almost like a movie, the type of
I just
things
hope
they were doing.
that there's no huge cliffhanger that's gonna make me bite my nails every Wednesday night, like withdrawals
Yeah,
till
right.
next September, right? But, so I want to talk about the Oliver and Dark Archer fight at the end.
Ooh, okay.
Such a
He
tease.
goes
I
there,
know.
and that's the best part. We'll get to the island in a little bit.
Okay,
but
okay.
The Dark Archer and Oliver get into fight, and lo and behold, Merlyn is a better fighter, as we kind of know this in
Yeah.
the mid-season finale.
But you know what was really great about that scene is at first, when they started to converse, I'm thinking, does Merlyn know that that's Oliver? Because he almost made me feel like he did, but he didn't. And he's talking about their interactions in the past. Well, first, you know, I kicked your butt, then you saved me, and then this and that.
Yeah, I got a little confused there, too.
Yeah, but what I thought was, just lost my, I'm like, what.
Well, yeah, you were basically confused because it was like, does Merlyn know?
Oh, I know where I was going with that. Excuse me, sorry,
I tried to help you
everybody.
out.
Where I was going with that is when the arrow is ready to shoot him, and bah,
Yes.
he catches the. Sorry for people who are downloading and they can't see all my gestures because I like to make lots of hand gestures. Basically, when he catches the arrow and Merlyn catches it, right then and there, you're like, okay, dude, this guy's trouble. Or at least from Oliver's perspective.
Yeah. That's so true. And now it was a reversal of roles.
Exactly.
It was crazy because a while back Oliver caught the arrow, didn't he?
Did he? I don't recall.
I can't remember.
But was it being shot at him by somebody else, or was it from the Dark Archer? Because I don't think he was that good back then. Though. Okay.
But yeah, because I remember. Okay. Anyway, yes.
Well, that was to me. That was the omen of it's about to go down.
And it went down. And it was a really, really, really good fight. And it was to the point where you're like, I know, Oliver's going down.
Right.
Oliver's completely going down.
Cringing the entire time. Merlyn was kicking him in the back. I'm like,
oh my goodness.
You know?
And his expression when he takes off the hood and says, behind that green makeup, I see you, Oliver Queen.
He said that? How did I
No,
not
I'm
hear
just
that?
there was
that?
No, I'm just
She's
saying because we
teasing.
always talk about how his little
cover
mask
girl?
is like, come on now.
Yeah.
His cover girl. But yeah, he's like, crap.
I was thinking about him like literally putting it on and being like,
I know.
yes, no one's gonna recognize me now.
Yeah, I know.
I look good.
In the comics, he wears a little. I'm pretty sure he wears
It's a mask, right?
not
Yeah.
mascara on his face or whatever. But
Maybe they should
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it a little later.
maybe in season 2 he'll
Yeah.
upgrade
Yeah.
or
He'll
something,
upgrade.
right?
Yeah, go for that upgrade, the
yeah.
mask upgrade.
But I am happy to see that the Dark Archer still kicks his butt.
I
You
know,
know,
like
like
it
they still show that he is the stronger of the
Right.
two.
Right.
And I'm glad that they didn't try to make it level with between the two. So
Yeah. No, I'm just laughing because I'm like, well, maybe Laurel can help you with your smoky eye.
Oh God, she needs help with her brows.
Yes, she does. She's got like hooks. That's like the one thing that irritates me so bad. I am a eyebrow girl. I love
It's
eyebrows,
everything.
and when they're hooked like that, it makes my skin crawl.
No, yours are fine.
okay.
No, I didn't.
I'm just joking.
Oh my God, I didn't say anything.
So-
You have nice arches.
You know that's how the episode closes with the Dark Archer finding out. Oh crap, Oliver Queen. He
Right.
probably knows a lot because he got to me,
Right.
and it's gonna be trouble.
Yeah.
It does
Well, I
amaze
mean,
me.
we-
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go now.
Oh, it just amazes me that he didn't at all know that Oliver was the Hood.
Right.
I mean, you know everything else. You can,
Yeah.
Yeah. hack systems. You can whatever. You
Well,
can
same
control
thing-
everybody, but you don't know that Oliver's the Hood.
Same thing with Oliver. It surprised me a little bit that he doesn't suspect the Dark
You know
Archer
what,
could
though?
be Merlyn.
I would suspect, if I was Oliver, I would have suspected Merlyn, especially after witnessing the conversation with Moira. However, reversing it, if I was Merlyn, I wouldn't suspect Oliver, only for the mere reason that he has a reputation of being this pretty boy that's kind of helpless, whatever. Like, yeah, you were on an island, but you're just the rich kid.
But he turns up everywhere.
But yeah, he doesn't seem like the type of guy who can fight.
And here's another thing. Suddenly, his list is going down when Oliver returns from the island. How coincidental is that? I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
you know.
Then we would have
But-
no show, though.
Speaking of the island,
Let's
Yao
talk about
Fei gets shot in the head.
You know what? Karma sucks. That's all I have to say.
No, but he was doing it for his daughter.
How? You didn't have to. When we last left in the last episode, and I could have missed something. It's fully possible. I'm looking down and taking notes. However, when we last saw them, he's the one who leads the whole troops to the lair where Oliver is. Where I was gonna say Diggle, but where Oliver
Slade
is.
Wilson.
Slade. There you go.
Shadow.
Where they're all hanging out. If Yao Fei hadn't done that, they wouldn't be in that
Well,
predicament,
he
right?
said why he did it, though.
Yeah.
He did. He explained why. He said, I did it because if not, fires was going to blow up the whole jungle
So he
with you guys there. And if I didn't take you out and get them to capture you, then you would be dead.
They're
So
gonna
might as well not
potentially
kill.
be dead anyway, though.
Well, might as well not kill everybody and have a chance to save some people as well as my daughter.
Yeah, but okay, how the heck did Yao Fei get himself into that predicament?
Well, because they really needed him. They won't kill him.
Well, no, I
now
get
they
that.
did.
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, I get that they needed him and they wanted to blame this whole situation on him. Was he initially? I mean, he was a prisoner that got put on this island, what have you. How did he get himself into the situation where he's just like, okay, well, I guess you're just gonna blame everything on me? He was in hiding for the longest with Oliver, so why didn't you stay in hiding? He got caught.
His daughter. That's all I can think
Yeah.
about. It's really all about. It comes down to protecting his kid.
But then why didn't you let her in on what was going on?
because maybe that would have been dangerous for her. Because what if she knew?
Two minds are better than one. I don't know. That's just my theory. I mean, she seems like a smart girl. Maybe she could
She
have
got
helped that
captured
out.
though onto the island, and she was probably used as collateral.
Yeah.
So that was their way of having him do.
But okay,
things.
you just said he got shot in the head. When I looked up, I swear I thought he got shot in the chest.
I saw this.
Head.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am pointing at my
Like,
forehead, guys.
yes.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
It was really shocking. Yeah. After he made his whole confession speech.
Yeah.
Which was, it felt like he was reading something when he did it. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
obviously, as an actor, he's going in as a character, but it's like they gave him lines to memorize. He stood in front of the camera. Hello, my name is Yao
Yeah.
Fei, and I am responsible for. What?
But you know, let's not forget that before he got shot, he gave Oliver
The knife.
the knife. So Oliver right now is busy. Right now, as we speak, he's busy cutting it free. So
Right.
that's probably how he escapes and all that stuff. I wonder what's gonna happen to Slade.
Yes. Wait, okay, now because they all got
Slade
shot.
got shot in the leg. Oliver did not get shot.
Oh, I thought that was Oliver that got shot in the leg.
I think it was Slade.
It was Slade.
Oh.
And then Shadow got shot
Yeah,
up here
yeah.
on the chest. So
Did Oliver get shot at all?
no.
Okay, because it was interesting how they did that as far as the cuts and the editing, because it was when something else had happened in real time as far as shootings, and then it flashed to that. So I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
it was saying that he's used to
Yeah.
pain or whatever the case may be.
It was a very shocking island episode. In fact, this whole episode was really shocking.
Yeah.
Was
yeah.
there anything else on this episode you guys want to talk about?
Let me go through my notes.
I know.
Because, well, let's move on to.
Wait, I was like, oh, I already said that. We were just talking about Laurel and how we
Yeah.
thought that was kind of whack.
Yeah, that was horrible. Let's
right.
let's
Yep.
do some news and gossip.
Okay, let's do that.
Only 'cause-
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right. So, as we were speaking earlier about the Felicity Oliver situation, not that they're necessarily going to get together, but it's been trending on Twitter that I am not the only one who is team them. It's actually hashtag Olicity is what's been trending. And in an interview, Stephen Amell was actually saying he was questioned about whether or not he sees Felicity as a little sister or as a woman. And he said, definitely he sees her as a woman. And now as they're working closer together, he's able to, she can challenge him. First of all, she knows his secret. She knows everything that's going on in his life. And she's such an intelligent person that it's for him challenging, which is sexy. So I know that the writers at CW do take note of what fans are hoping for. So
This is kind of crazy in my head, though. But I just feel like Felicity is on a different level. Not
How?
better,
But
but she's the kind of girl that deserves all the time in the world from a man.
she's spending all her time with
yeah,
him.
that's true.
Look,
I don't know.
I won't lie. I think they have the most chemistry out of anybody. Felicity and Oliver have the most chemistry out of Laurel, Oliver, McKenna, Oliver, whoever you put up with Oliver. But it
five.
can't
Hold
happen.
on.
It
Hold on.
can't.
Wait, you know what? I don't want to high five you anymore.
Like, you were.
Here you go. Here you go.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was high fiving you for the chemistry,
Sorry.
but I take it back.
Sorry, but it just can't. It can't.
Yeah, it'd be kind of strange. I would like to see it happen too, but at the same time, I don't see how it would flow correctly in a storyline as of
Doesn't matter.
now.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Just kidding.
Alikona
Okay.
doesn't care.
So, anyways, my other news and gossip. Remember how we were talking about the 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and then
Spoilers.
here's Stephen Amell, and he's twittering about it, or tweeting, whatever, and talking about people and how he's honored to, whatever. Well, apparently he never read the book before. So he picked one up and he read it. And
That's
after
so
he read it,
funny.
he said, OMG, I don't want to be a part of this film.
What?
Yes, he was like, he didn't realize how, for lack of better words, we'll just say raunchy the book is. So he just was like, I'm sorry, I can't be a part of this. I wish you guys the best of luck. With all due respect,
my goodness.
I don't want the role.
Oh, just makes me like him even more.
Oh, we love you.
Really?
Kind of happy that he's not even gonna pursue.
Yeah.
Kind of happy he's
Yeah.
not pursuing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
gosh.
So that's that. And then also, too, he's been doing a lot more of his stunts lately. He's saying he's really excited because his stunt guy is just kind of sitting off to the side, like, and he's just
Nice.
learning more. And also because the writers are getting more familiar with what he's capable of, they're able to write things in that work with his abilities. So I
Cool.
thought that was really cool, too. I mean, I hope his stunt guy isn't out of a job, but at the same time, cool for him as an actor to be
Yeah.
able to grow in that sense.
Yeah.
So that's I think my news and gossip. Oh. So we were talking about the CoverGirl mask, right? Well, apparently in season 2, he will be upgrading.
Nice.
In fact, he'll be upgrading the wooden bow and arrow. So I
Well,
don't
it
know what
broke.
kind of... It did break.
It did break.
But I'm wondering what kind of high-tech new gadgets, because he will get a few new gadgets, and apparently a mask is what he'll be getting.
Oh yes, comic
So-
book
About
fans want to
time.
see that.
Yes.
for sure. And by the way, just paying homage to the older Green Arrow character on
yes.
my shirt here. Graffiti, I think, is the company. They released 2 Green Arrow shirts. One with the classic Green Arrow look, which is kind of what we're alluding to with the mask and everything else, and then the actual arrow with Stephen Amell's
Ew.
the hood on the shirt too.
Nice.
So
Cool.
check those out.
And don't forget, tomorrow is his FUCK camp.
That's what I was just going to say. Did everybody get their T-shirts?
Flyer
There
here.
you go.
Oh,
Oh,
there you
here.
go.
We'll bleep that out. Oh, okay, good. It's got a star.
It's
Yeah.
got a star, so it's all good. All
right.
good. All right, let's move on to predictions, guys.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
All right, guys. If there's any time to talk about predictions, this is the time to do it because we've got one more episode left. And lots of reveals, I bet. Because if they had so many reveals in this episode, I can imagine what they're
Right.
going to throw in our face next episode.
Well, we got to see, not in this preview, but in
Mm-hmm.
the past, we've seen pictures on the internet of Stephen Amell being hung
Yeah.
by his wrist. And obviously, Merlyn is just in his suit chilling. No shame whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm trying to predict how he's going to get himself out of it. Obviously, I think he's going to retaliate a little
Roy
bit.
Harper.
But you think?
Maybe.
I was hoping for Diggle.
Too easy.
That is pretty easy, though.
Yeah. And like in this, also in the snippet, sorry, not to mean to cut you off, but in the snippet of the next episode, we see, I think I saw Tommy look at the Dark Archer costume.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say? What would be cool, not for Oliver, but as if Tommy walked in and he saw Oliver hanging and his dad doing the business
What?
and just being like,
Oh, how
and
crazy.
turning around and not even being like, Dad, what are you doing? Or Oliver, are you okay? But just being like,
But how smart for Merlyn to change back into his business suit before Oliver wakes up, right?
Where is his lair with this chain,
Right?
by the way?
And like so Oliver's gonna wake up with the idea that the Dark Archer and Merlyn are not the same person still.
but he was not dressed as the Hood or as the Dark Archer when they were fighting in the
that's
office
true.
either, though.
Oh, he wasn't.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true. Well, that would have been crazy.
I
cool,
know.
but, yeah.
What do you guys think is going to happen with Laurel and Oliver?
Well, they're obviously going to continue to have Nookie.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, I was hoping you had second thoughts.
And I think maybe Laurel will save him.
Somebody
I
save
don't know
him,
if I-
please.
yeah. please.
Somebody save
We
him.
won't have a season 2 without
I
him.
will go save him, guys. You will see. I won't be
I'm
here.
sure you
I will be
will.
on the CW saving him.
I'm sure you will.
Do it.
S&M style. I'm just kidding. He doesn't do that, obviously.
He's a good boy. We like him.
Well, in the meantime, guys, you can follow us. Go ahead.
You can follow me at Kiss My Passport.
You can follow me at Ann Campea.
And you can follow me at KAORIOUS. And you can follow all of us at AfterBuzz TV. And don't forget to go to iTunes, rate, comment, give us 5 stars, please. We read them and we love them. We'll see you next time.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.